Hi everybody, my name's Greg Houseman. I was 30 years ago, I was a young lecturer at Monash University, and I'd been there a few years, I guess, and actually first, Terence joined the department as a postdoc working with me, and a couple of years later, he said, "Oh, got some big news, Bear's coming." I didn't know who Bear was. But actually, as soon as I met him, I thought, yeah, he's a big man. He's an impressive guy. He was really a huge asset to Monash University, the department there. I guess he first came as a postdoc, and soon he moved into a faculty position, and I think actually it's fair to say he became rapidly the most responsible person in the department. It was, even though he was not the most senior. I learned later that he'd come to geochemistry as a mature student, but he just had this infectious enthusiasm for everything. And as we've heard already, he would pick on a subject and he would ask questions about it. So anyone new came into the department, sat down at coffee, he'd say, "What are you doing? Tell us about it." And he'd go into the questions, and so soon, he just had, I think he was a soak for knowledge in a sense, and actually lots of good ideas. And I'm sorry, lots of great ideas. He was able to, grab hold of a subject and take it and wring whatever use he could out of it, and really make a difference. The department at that time was a bit of a fractious place, but Bear was a peacemaker. He could, if feathers were ruffled, he'd go out of his way to talk to the people. He was always aware of how others perceived any given situation, and that's quite a powerful capability. I think it makes it possible to have a cohesive view, for a unit like that to work well when you've got people like Bear around who can actually get people talking with each other, find a way out of resolving problems, just asking the questions. What do we need to do to fix the problem? And I think that impressed me, that he had that kind of capability. I guess one of the big successes that he had at Monash University, I think, was he set up a new kind of interdepartmental initiative. It was a degree program in environmental science. And this kind of thing, it's not that easy to get going in a university department. We're all a bit compartmentalized. We're all focused on doing the things that we need to do in our own discipline. But he could see the bigger picture. He could, as I said, get people together. Ask the questions. What do we need to do in order to make this work? And as everybody's aware these days, environmental science in that last 20 years or so has just become the big thing. It's something we've all got to be aware about in all kinds of ways. Well, his specialization, as I best understand it, was metal ions in aqueous fluids. And you can come at this from all kinds of directions. Maybe how do ore bodies form? Where do we get the minerals that we use? But his direction after getting this environmental bug was really more about, well, let's deal with some of the problems we got, not about how did those ore bodies get there, but how do we clean up those problems that have been created when we've had mining operations in places, we've maybe polluted a river, and there's a good deal of metals that in the sediments there that shouldn't be there. How do we attack those kinds of questions? And he had the vision, he had the intellectual power to address the questions, and actually he had, I would say, many students through the years who he led into these kinds of subjects, and it will have a big impact in the future in Australia and presumably elsewhere. He had a big reputation around the world for the things that he did academically. I think what I remember best about my time with Bear and we overlapped there for, I guess, 8 or 9 years, was the family occasions, because I guess my own children and my wife, we would get together with Maria and the kids and Bear for family barbecues. I remember one occasion was the Super Bowl. I'm not knowing much about the Super Bowl. I learned all about it and got pancakes and lots of good conversation and good cheer. And there were quite a few occasions like that, and it was really one of the impressive things to see how their family worked. You know, what a charming bunch of people they all were, really, and just how they all cared for each other and thought about each other. I guess, and you know, reminded again by some of what we've heard already tonight, that of course that one time Bear and Terence say, "Oh, we're going down to a pub to listen to some music. You want to come with us?" I said, "Oh, yeah, sure, that'd be nice." So they take me down to this pub in South Melbourne, and sure enough, there's a band there. It's not Stan Rogers, but actually they're doing a pretty good imitation of Stan Rogers. And I think I'm never going to hear Barrett's Privateers again without thinking of Bear. This was a big sign. And in fact, one time, a couple of years after that, he came back from Canada and he said, "Here, a CD of Stan Rogers," and it often gets played in my car when I'm travelling. Bear had one of the best grounded work-life balances of anyone I know, and that's a tough thing. You know, a lot of us get tied up in our work, but you know, Maria and Christina and the boys, they're a tribute to the way he lived his life, and you know, he was into music, he was into hockey, he was into the science. He had lots of time for everybody, whatever discipline they're in, and you know, he had that infectious enthusiasm, and it's going to be you know, it's a great loss, I think, to myself and to everybody that we'll miss him enormously. Thank you.